Hey everybody, welcome to my space. Thank you for being here. I know that you could be anywhere on the web today, but you chose to be here with me. Your time is valuable to me, so I'll get right to it. My name is James Cavilhog, and what this is a case study in the law of attraction. Does the law of attraction really work? I call this the Bill Strickland project. And what I want to do, I created this space. I heard this guy speak the other day, and I want to network with people. See, I realize that I only have about 200 months left on this earth before I transcend and go into the next plane. And while I'm here, I want to do something that's meaningful. I want to do something that's going to impact people's lives. And Bill Strickland. All right, let me give you a little background of him. I hope I can do him justice. I hope I don't omit anything that's very important, but I'll give you a quick synopsis of his story. All right, when Bill Strickland was 16 years old, he was meandering through his high school, and he saw this guy working with a lump of clay, this wet, massless piece of clay, and he saw this guy transform this and create something beautiful. All right, and he was so that it just penetrated him. He's like, you know what? I got to find out how you do that. You got to show me. You got to teach me how to do that. That was amazing. And the guy said, you know what? I'll work with you. All you got to do is get a pass from your other classes. Come on back, and I'll show you how to do that. So the next 2 years, Bill cut all of his classes and just started working with this guy and just got totally engrossed into this. But he said, you know what, but at least I was smart enough to take the pieces that I made and gave them back to the teachers whose classes I was cutting, and they ended up graduating me. All right, they passed me through my classes. To make a long story short, when he was about to graduate, his mentor, this guy's name was Frank Ross, and this guy, he introduced him to architecture. He introduced him to jazz. He introduced him to art. Took him to places, fine arts museum like the Carnegie, and showed him and explained to him about architecture and some of the things that. And for the first time, he treated him like he was a human being, and that just totally transformed his life. Bill graduated, and after that, the teacher was relocating. He said, you know what, Bill, if I leave this place and I don't take you with me, you're going to die here. I'm going to take you with me. So he took him and he enrolled him in the University of Pittsburgh. He helped him put his application together, and he got in on a probationary basis. And from there, he really started applying himself. And this was about 1968. He was studying in college. It was the height of the civil rights movement. You had, Martin Luther King. You had Malcolm X. You had the United States was divided. You had race riots. You had the freedom rides going on. People were uncertain about the future. I mean, people were burning down storefronts. There was a lot of chaos. It was hectic in the streets. Bill went back to Pittsburgh, and he founded the Manchester's Craftsmen's Guild, where he used clay as a medium for self-discovery. He started working with teens and giving them an alternative to being out in the streets and getting caught up in the race riots. And he gave them an alternative, to express themselves and find out who they are. And his program just began growing. And from there, they ventured into jazz. From there, they ventured into photography, and they just kept growing and growing. Then he started working with adults, and they founded the Bidwell Training Center, and they started out with a culinary arts program. They started cooking gourmet food, and before you know it, they had this 62,000 square foot architectural marvel. It was amazing, dropped right in the middle of the ghetto. I mean, that was one of the things. Bill believes that people are a reflection or a function of their environment. And if you go into this place, first of all, it has the most amazing light. And then every corner of the building is something beautiful just looking back at you. They got beautiful flowers, beautiful art, beautiful paintings. They got beautiful ceramic pieces everywhere, tens of thousands of dollars worth of beautiful art, and just the most amazing chairs and desks, and everything in there was done to a T. All right, and the program just took off and was an amazing success. From there, they ventured into, they had a pharmaceutical technicians program, and they started working with orchids, and they built this huge greenhouse and started growing tomatoes and different produce and selling them in the supermarkets. And it was just, and it was so amazing because if you walk 4 blocks away, you have like a high school, and they have the guns, they have the violence, they have the metal detectors at the door, they have the cameras. At this place, it has none of that. Thousands of dollars worth of artwork on the wall. There's never been one incident in 27 years of vandalism, not one instance of graffiti on the building, not one. And this program works. And Bill wants to replicate this program and put it in 100 cities across the United States, and from there to 100 cities in the world. And I want to help him establish his vision. He wants to do this while he is yet alive. Now, I want to hook up with people who are smarter than I am, that have more money, that can give of their talent, that can give of their time, that can give of themselves, that'll dedicate, that want to be a part of a project that's bigger than they are. When I leave this earth, I want to leave something behind that I can say, yeah, I had a hand in that. I had a hand, and I helped people. I impacted people's lives. I gave back. We started something that was first in, I want to do it in this city, and then yours is next. But see, there's a new generation of people, philanthropreneurs, people who are making money on the internet. See, if we wait for the politicians, if we wait for the corporations, it's not going to get done. We need a grass movements started from people like you. There's going to be people that skateboard. There's going to be people that wear scullies, that wear flip-flops. These are the type of creative people that can change the world. Together, I mean, there's millions of people just on MySpace alone. Together, we can do these things, and I need your help. Now, understand this. You can't help me until I help you. I make money on the internet. That's what I do. That's my thing. It's easy for me. It's one of my talents. Now, I can show you. If you read my story, you'll find out where I've been. That's another thing. I want you to understand who I am. I'm a real person. I can connect with people who are struggling to make ends meet. They can't see through their physical eyes how they're going to make it through this pay period, how they're going to pay their taxes, how they're going to pay their car note, how they're going to keep their lights on. I understand these things, and I want to help people that are in those same predicaments. But I really want to work with people who got their personal development together, people who have their own business, people who are already in a network, and so I don't have to sell anybody on the concept. Now, there's 3 programs that I use to transform my life. Everything that I do, man, it has a spiritual aspect, well, everything but one. But the first program, I'm tired of us getting pimped by the banking industry. All right, you buy a house for $300,000, you end up paying over $1 million in interest by the time the thing is paid off after 30 years. There's a program out there that'll teach you how to pay off a 30-year mortgage in 11 years. And listen to this, without refinancing, without doing anything to your existing mortgage, and without paying a dime more than you're currently paying. How exciting is that? How hard of a sell is that? Do you want to save tens of, hundreds of thousands of dollars without refinancing, without doing anything to your existing mortgage, without paying any more money? Come on, that helps people. It helps break the financial shackles that we're in. All right. The second program, the one that I personally used, was cash gifting. Every time I use this program, I get $1,000, $5,000, or $12,500 delivered right to my door by overnight courier. I mean, it is a powerful program. I can take you by the hand and show you how to do it. But the thing that makes both of these programs work, I met this guy, Dennis Carganillia, all right, and he showed me how to get free targeted leads, how to draw people, how to use the law of attraction and draw people who want to find out how to market themselves on the internet. And it's this program that makes all these other programs work. And the thing is, you don't have to use my program. If you already have a product or a service that you're already selling, it'll work for you. So all of these, there's links right down there in my interest section. Check on them. Do a favor. Check them out. And then I know that after you start making $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $75,000 a month, you'll be in that position where you'll have that divine discontentment. You'll be in a position where you're going to want to give back. And that's when I really need your help. Let's do this. If you are already there, join with me. Help me make this thing a reality. All right? Help me manifest Bill's vision. I want to hear from you. Leave your comment. Sign into my guest book. Call me. There's a number at the bottom. I want to hear from you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending the time.